We are here on the campaign trail with Rajyavardhan Rathore, and they're taking a little break here right behind me. So here are some nice rural delicacies being offered. This gentleman here has got some really nice. Everyone is taking a little charge break here. क्या दे रहे हैं आप सबको आज?
आज हमारे कर्नल साहब हमारे क्षेत्र में आए हैं तो इनको छाछ पिला रहे हैं।
अच्छा, घर की छाछ है?
बिल्कुल घर की छाछ है साहब। हमारे तो किसान है, किसानों की तो घर में छाछ ही होती है। और यहाँ के सभी को नाश्ता पानी हुआ है। और जो किसानों के गाँव में आया है तो हमारा तो फर्ज बनता है हमारे कर्नल साहब का हमारा स्वागत करने का।
It's a really interesting constituency. There are about, it's 50-50. There are about 50% rural voters and about 50% city voters. In fact, Jhotwara, I would say, is known more for the people who are fighting it and also for the people who are not fighting this election. So Lalchand Kataria, who's watching this election from the sidelines, probably is playing a bigger role in it than even the main candidates. His sitting out is really significant, politically significant, because remember he was very close to Ashu Gehlot and he was a cabinet minister, but he's decided to take political sannyas. Now what does that mean? We don't know. There is a conversation going around here that probably there's some kind of a deal with the BJP that he's done. Anyway, as of now, Rajyavardhan Rathore fighting this election, one of the 7 MPs who's been asked to fight MLA in Rajasthan. Apart from him, there are 19 people who are fighting this election in Jhotwara. Now, this is in fact one of the biggest constituencies in Rajasthan. There are about 4 lakh plus voters. So definitely in the next delimitation, the numbers, this constituency is going to get divided. But, of the 19 candidates who are in the fray, BJP, Congress, BSP, RLP are the big parties, and then of course there are the independents. So there we are just stepping out after a break. Let me ask him, so was that a nice break? Did you enjoy the charge?
Every moment is nice. This election is great fun. We are really enjoying it. We are enjoying it like a festival. So, I mean, Army has given me that endurance. We can carry on for 1 year like this. I don't mind it.
I think you enjoyed the rural bits more than the urban bits.
No, it's both. The best part is that you get to flavor both the sides. So it's great fun. So rural side, of course, is amazing. All the greenery, all the open spaces, large open houses, and abundance of chaach, dahi, makhan and everything. Yeah. And the love, and of course. Yes. The urban is also amazingly supporting Prime Minister Modi. The awareness this time in the urban and how vociferous urban is, I've never seen them more vociferous. And especially women. Men keep quiet about it. They may have strong feelings inside. But women are very vociferous, very supportive of Prime Minister Modi, very supportive of Sanatan, very supportive of our Sanskriti.
Great. So I think we're going to talk to some women here also.
Bharat Mata ki Jai!
In fact, let's see which way they vote and what they really feel about 33% reservation. Here they are in the background, some of these women. Now remember, the women vote is a really important vote in Rajasthan. Mata ji, क्या है इस बार चुनाव में किसको वोट देंगे? देंगे चलिए. So जो women voters हैं, we have रमा चोपड़ा here also. रमा जी, इस बार 33% रिजर्वेशन का कुछ फर्क पड़ा आपको लगता है?
काफ़ी फर्क पड़ा है. गांव में काफ़ी उत्साह है, क्योंकि जब सरपंच बनते थे, सिर्फ जिला परिषद सदस्य बनते थे या जिला प्रमुख बनते थे, अब उनको बड़ी खुशी हो रही है कि वो विधानसभा और लोकसभा में 33% की भागीदारी में जाएंगी.
क्या कहना है आपका इस पे, जैसे उन्होंने बताया?
हाँ, मतलब फूल में डाला, फूल की पार्टी का
नहीं, वैसे महिलाओं के लिए आरक्षण जो दिया है,
बढ़िया माहौल बन रहा है, सब बढ़िया.
आपने तो बढ़िया छाछ पिलाई आज सबको.
हाँ, छाछ पिलाई सबको. मैं शाहजहां रखा तो छाछ पिलाई
जी. So of course 33, the woman voter has specially been targeted with this 33% reservation, and women are voting in fact in increasingly large numbers. Now when we were discussing Jhotwara or we are on the campaign trail with Rajyavardhan now, the interesting thing about this election is there's also one independent who's fighting, who was a ticket hopeful from the BJP, Surpura. He has not been given a ticket, in fact, so he's gone independent. The other person who was an interesting independent was Rajpal Singh Shekhawat, but he decided at the last minute actually to sit back and withdraw, and we've been told that it was Vasundhara Raje's insistence that he actually sat back in this election. So It is actually now a straight fight, maybe we can say a triangular fight, or maybe a straight fight between the Congress and the BJP. And someone who is on the triangle of that contest is, of course, Surpura. He is very determined to fight this election. He's also talked about in the villages. When you go out and you talk to people, they're definitely talking about him. But as far as Colonel Rajyavardhan Singh Rathore is concerned, he has been MP from this area. So it's not like he doesn't know his constituency. He knows this constituency. He's represented it as an MP. In fact, a little while back, he was saying, I gave kabaddi mats to all the villages, and had I known that I'm fighting from Jhotwara, he said laughingly, of course it was a joke, I would have given more kabaddi mats to this area. So what he actually meant to convey was that he did not know that he is going to be asked to fight this MLA election. He says whatever the party decides, and it's a strategy that, you know, they've decided to send him in to fight this election. He also talked about how they want to create a leadership, a new leadership on the top. They want more different faces to come in as MPs. So actually Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh also is a very interesting experiment in that sense. The MPs who are fighting the MLA election, looking at it very differently, getting down to brass tracks really in this MLA election. Because remember, you know, when you fight an MP election, it's more macro. But when you fight an MLA election, you really have to get down to one-to-one contact. And that's what Rajyavardhan Rathore is doing. We are on the campaign trail with him. He's gone on ahead, but you can see his supporters have stopped to just take a small break. And I think they're just taking a short break. They're not going ahead. Let me ask some of them. Colonel साहब तो रुक गए, लेकिन आप लोग आगे गए, लेकिन आप लोग थोड़ा सा रुक गए चाय पानी के लिए लगता है।
जी बहुत अच्छा माहौल है ग्रामीण।
आप लोग रुक गए, थक गए क्या?
अभी रुक रहे हैं, नहीं थके नहीं है। कोई आगे कोई बैठक का कार्यक्रम है, उसमें बैठ के आ रही है।
अच्छा।
वो सिंगल बैठ के।
हाँ। तो आपको कैंपेन में क्या अच्छा लगता है, क्या खास लगता है, और एमएलए का कैंपेन एमपी कैंपेन से अलग कैसे होता है?
नहीं, कैंपेन दोनों ही बढ़िया है। एमएलए कैंपेन भी बढ़िया है और एमपी का भी है। एमपी का दायरा थोड़ा बड़ा रहता है और एमएलए का कैंपेन जो है थोड़ा छोटा दायरे में रहता है, तो उसमें और ही वो रहती है, कहने का मतलब लोगों से मिलने का, जुड़ने का, बात करने का, सुविधाएं बताने का, ये इसलिए तो वो फर्क है, बाकी अन्य सारी।
सो लेट्स आस्क सम ऑफ दीज पीपल, जो ग्रामीण क्षेत्र है उसमें सबसे ज्यादा किसानों की मांग क्या है?
किसानों की मांग सबसे ज्यादा पानी की मांग है, काड़क बांध बनवाने की।
आप अभी एक बार ही फसल ले पाते हैं या 2 बार लेते हैं? आपके
2 बारी।
आपके मतलब पिलाई है, सींचित है आपका?
हाँ, सींचित है। और दोनों बारी पिलाई से ये फसल होती है और काड़क बांध बनवाना चाहते हैं हम तो, ये हमारी मंशा है
जी। और क्या है इस चुनाव में, क्या मुद्दे हैं किसानों के लिए?
कोई मुद्दे से मांग लो और कहीं को नहीं, काड़क बांध करो और वोट ले और खूब आराम देता वाला, माड़ा को लेता खूब देता वाला और काम भी करे लो।
पिछली बार तो लालचंद कटारिया जी लड़े थे यहाँ से, इस बार नहीं लड़ रहे।
अब कब कौन लड़ियो? अब गाड़ा तो आईटी का दाव पड़ को, कोई दाव पड़ को लालचंद जी जो कड़ोई को ले रही हो।
So, like we were saying, the people who are not fighting this election are probably as important as the people who are fighting this election. And the fact that Lalchand Kataria is not fighting this election is equally significant, because remember, his votes are probably going to transfer to the BJP. In fact, a lot of his supporters at the grassroots level have actually shifted to the BJP. So there is a talk that perhaps after this election, and the fact that he's taken political sannyas just when the Gehlot, Congress-led Gehlot is going into election, he's sitting at home, he's not coming out, and he's decided to take political sannyas. Will he come out of this sannyas when the MP election happens? Because there's a lot of talk about how his sitting out of this election is actually benefiting the BJP. But apart from that, you know, this campaign in Jhotwara is also interesting because of the kind of vote divide. So in the morning, we had Rajyavardhan going out on a bike. He was meeting early morning joggers. He was in his Nike track pants and he was hitting the tracks in various parks in the upmarket Vaishali Nagar neighborhood. And now he's here, you know, in kurta pajama with safa around him, a turban around him, and around his head, and of course sitting here and having charge. So that's what he's really enjoyed. It's interesting to see this side of the politician, you know, at home in rural countryside, you know, at one with the voters, connecting with the voters. that's been interesting. And like we were discussing, you see the fight in Jhotwara is between the Congress, the BJP, and of course Surpur, who is the independent. It's also one of the largest constituencies, 4 lakh plus voters. Last time as an MP, Rajyavardhan Rathore won by 3 lakh plus votes. From this area where we are now, rural Jhotwara, it was about 1 lakh plus was the lead that he took from here. Now this time it's going to be a closely fought contest. Of course, we're talking about the Gehlot government and their narrative of the social welfare schemes versus the double engine government of the BJP. You know, somewhere what Rajyavardhan Rathore is also promising is the fact that, you know, if the BJP comes to power in Rajasthan and you have a Modi government at the center, you will see real work which will be done here on the ground, because the implementing authority really is the state government, and the state government is the one who actually carries out and implements the schemes. So that's how much, so that's how important an MLA election is, because the MLA election gives you that hands-on ability to actually deliver the last mile that has been promised by the party. So I think that's the reason why the BJP is very keen to win in Rajasthan. Of course, they are betting on the revolving door of politics, but despite that, they decided to send in 7 MPs to fight this election. There was a lot of opposition to all those MPs who actually went into the field, including Colonel Rajyavardhan Rathore, because there was opposition from within the party. Rajpal Singh Shekhawat, who wanted to stand against him and withdrew at the last moment. There was also opposition from the independent Surpur, who wanted to fight on a BJP ticket and didn't get it. So there has been opposition. It's not been easy, but it seems to be settling. The dust seems to be settling on that tug of war that happens in the run-up to nominations until the last day of withdrawal of nominations. The dust seems to be settling. The campaign is picking up. It'll probably pick up more after Diwali. But going into villages, talking to people, there's a more intimate connect in a campaign which is an MLA campaign as compared to an MP campaign. Also, a little while back, we stopped at a village and he went into the kitchen and the women offered him some pakoras. So it's nice. You have a pakora break, you have a charge break. So that's really what the campaign is like when it's in the constituency, when you're out in the constituency on the ground, really. Now, it's interesting that, the branding, if you look, this is the kind of, these are the 2 kind of cars that they are traveling with. They've got it all covered. So this plays all their election songs and election speeches, and then the car that Colonel Rajyavardhan Rathore is traveling in is also similarly coated and camouflaged. Interestingly, it is a Modi election. Somewhere it's Prime Minister Narendra Modi versus Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot, because the BJP is really keen to say that, this is an election. There's no chief ministerial face. And in fact, everyone says that even Colonel Rajyavardhan Singh Rathore is probably one of the chief ministerial hopefuls. Do you think Rajyavardhan Rathore is a chief ministerial candidate, or he has the ability to be a CM?
हिंदी में बोलिए मैडम।
CM, वो CM बन सकते हैं राजवर्धन?
क्यों नहीं बन सकते मैम?
आपको लगता है वो कैंडिडेट हैं, होपफुल हैं, मतलब एक काबिलियत रखते हैं?
बिल्कुल रखते हैं। पढ़े लिखे हैं, नौजवान हैं और इतनी अच्छी स्पोर्ट्स पर्सन हैं। सारी उनके अंदर काबिलियत हैं जो एक होनी चाहिए।
जी, आपको क्या लगता है?
देखिए मैडम, राजवर्धन जी बहुत ही संजीदा पॉलिटिशियन हैं, पढ़े लिखे हैं, स्पोर्ट्समैन भी रहे हैं, सेना में भी रहे हैं, तो चहुमुखी प्रतिभा के धनी तो हैं। लेकिन राजनीति के अंदर चहुमुखी प्रतिभा के साथ साथ बहुत सारे फैक्टर काम करते हैं। अब देखते हैं कि आला कमान और पार्टी की जो पॉलिसी है उसकी क्या रणनीति रहती है, क्योंकि यहाँ पर कास्ट फैक्टर भी काम करता है, दूसरे जो पॉलिटिकल ग्रुप्स होते हैं, वैसे बीजेपी मुझे लगता नहीं कि इस प्रकार की कोई स्थिति है, लेकिन फिर भी चुनाव के बाद जो रिजल्ट आएगा उस पर डिपेंड करेगा।
लेकिन ये राजस्थान की राजनीति से अब दूर नहीं रहेंगे, मतलब यहाँ पे रह के काम करेंगे अगर जीत जाएंगे?
बिल्कुल निश्चित तौर पर।
पहले तो एमपी थे, राष्ट्रीय स्पोक्स पर्सन भी थे, नेशनल लेवल पे काम कर रहे थे।
बिल्कुल निश्चित तौर पर अब राजस्थान की राजनीति में इनकी बहुत बड़ी भूमिका रहेगी भविष्य में, और राजस्थान पूरा निश्चित तौर पर इस प्रकार के लीडर को भविष्य के रूप में देख रहा है कि जो राजस्थान को लीड करे भारत के अंदर।
I think that's a very important point, that actually they're preparing a new kind of leadership. One last from this young man here. आपको क्या लगता है यूथ क्या चाहता है चुनाव में, और आप कर्नल राज्यवर्धन सिंह के साथ क्यों जुड़े हो?
हम इसलिए जुड़े हुए हैं क्योंकि यूथ ये चाहता है कि ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा विकास हो युवाओं के लिए। अभी सर खेल मंत्री थे, तब इन्होंने यहाँ पे 17 स्टेडियम बनाए पूरे जो इनके अंडर में 8 विधानसभा क्षेत्र आते हैं। सब में एक कबड्डी का जो मैट आता है वो 7-8 लाख रुपए कीमत का आता है। हर विधानसभा क्षेत्र में एक इन्होंने मैट दिया है, और हम चाहते हैं कि ये ऐसे ही इसी प्रकार से जब ये आएंगे हमारे जोटवाड़ा विधानसभा में तो प्रत्येक व्यक्ति के ऊपर ये ध्यान देंगे और ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा यहाँ पे विकास कार्य होगा।
So there are 22 lakh youth voters in Rajasthan, first time voters, and somewhere the idea of creating a young new leadership is also to create a new line of leadership, especially in crucial Hindi heartland states like Rajasthan. So on the campaign trail with Colonel Rajyavardhan Rathore, this is Harsha Kumari Singh signing off for NDTV.